right, so all set. Looks like we are good to go here on Zoom, and I want to welcome everybody to the very, very beginning of 2024. I hope you guys had a really nice Christmas and a wonderful New Year. We had a great time. We got to spend some time with our family, and we went to Florida and Mississippi, saw a lot of folks. Ironically, we got to watch a lot of football, and we're really excited about the startup for 2024. Now, there are some incredible things that are going to happen this year. I believe personally that this industry is going to see some really interesting changes. Number one, we've got mortgages that are starting to come down. I want to thank Tammy Goodman, our mortgage girl, who is super helpful for helping our clients with getting their mortgage approvals. She's a fantastic mortgage professional. And if you have any questions or would like to learn a little bit more about how the rates are going to continue to impact our real estate sales in 2024, and how actually with the rate drops that we've currently had is going to actually build up a bigger buyer supply pool. So all of those folks that have been sitting on the sidelines because interest rates have continued to rise and they were super afraid of the rates are now starting to get to a point where they recognize that we've reached some stability. We're still in the sixes, which is a really good interest rate if you really want to take all the stuff into perspective. Rates aren't what they used to be. They're probably never going to go back to where they were in the 3 to 4% ranges, at least not anything that's anticipated. I believe we're going to fall somewhere between this 5, 6, 7, maybe low 8s, but I think that's even a stretch. But this little 3-point range is going to be where we're going to start just to find our little nesting spot. And if we have great conversations with our buyers about how this is going to be the future of real estate, we can create that comfort level, and then we can get to a spot where we can feel confident in how we're giving right information back to our buyers. Rates are going to be where they are, can't change it. So we can find the properties that are going to fit budgets. We're going to be able to fit the right properties for these clients and what their budgets look like and what they can afford and what they look like for their lifestyles. I'm really, really excited about 2024. I think this is going to be a magnificent year. So with all that being said, how are we continuing to plan our weeks? This past couple of weeks, I was really kind of struggling with trying to figure out, well, what's the first thing that I can dive into for this year? And, we talked about our calendars. Our calendars really set up in a way that's really providing us high levels of success. Do we have time blocks for lead generation? It's super important that lead generating 3 hours every single day is super important for high level success in this industry. Lead generation can come from a lot of different platforms. It can come from a lot of different ways. I believe content is going to be one of the best strategies going forward for 2024. So is that a part of what you have in your calendars? Do you have time for follow-up? Do you have time set up for appointments? Do you have all of this dialed in so that you can have a fantastic 2024 in the real estate business? I asked Brian to send me a way that I can hold myself accountable. And what we kind of came up with, for those of you who don't know, Brian Matheson is my Fly Like an Eagle business partner, and we've put together a really good group of agents, and we're hoping that continues to grow like crazy. If you're looking to find ways to connect with other real estate agents, I would encourage you to look up Fly Like an Eagle Network. We've got a real estate focused Facebook group that is going to be dedicated to lead sourcing. Our main source of leads is always going to be focused on listings to leads. Listings to Leads is a wonderful platform that we have access to, and we're encouraging agents to join our network within Listings to Leads. We're showing agents how to be better at marketing listings through the internet. You can do it through all of the different social networks. Listings to Leads has auto postings for you. It's a fabulous way to continue to build your business in a way that will allow you to funnel leads back into your personal CRM, or you can do them direct within the Listings to Leads platform. So Brian's been helping us put that together for our network. And so how do we do this? We can have all these different lead sources out there, but if we don't dial in our productivity schedule for lead generation, it's imperative that we do this at a high level. So I asked Brian, I'm like, where can we hold each other accountable to all this? And we always go back to the 1-3-5 strategies. You can have all of the grand ideas out there. And Lord knows I have my own abilities of trying to generate ideas. Implementation has always been a struggle of mine. However, the 1-3-5, it is super important to have these dialed in, and you don't have to have just one. Think about having a 1-3-5, which is a top item on your list. Is a goal? What are the 3 items that can support that one goal? And then what are 5 steps for each of those 3 items that's going to get you to reaching that goal? So we broke it down. There's a business, there's a personal, there's so many different ways. It can be spiritual. You can have a 1-3-5 for your family. All these things dial into your success levels. So for me, we broke it down into 4 different things. So we have 1-3-5 for productivity. I have a 1-3-5 for my personal, 1-3-5 for our Texas Rockstar group. I have a 1-3-5 for LPT agent attraction, which I am very focused on agent development. I would encourage agents to take a look at LPT if you are with another company. It may fit, it may not. However, it could be a great solution for you. The last thing that I have a 1-3-5 for is my Eagle Network. So what am I doing for all these 4 categories? So this particular week, and I'm going to change these up every single week. Every week, I'm going to have a 1-3-5 for my week. And I really want to thank Brian for putting this together because I think it's super important. So for my personal side of things, and I think this is really important for all agents, is to have a working financial budget. I've operated on budgets in the past. I would say this past year, I kind of got away from it. I didn't operate on the budget efficiently. We struggled because of it. And so my real estate coach asked me, he goes, well, let's really kind of dial into a monthly budget that we don't want to focus necessarily on this big long-term 2020 income goals. I want to hold my expenses here or whatever. Let's do it month by month. So I've been working on a January budget. We got that started by the end of December. And so now that was in place, I want to continue to monitor that. And I want to make sure that my February budget is also accurate. Now, we can look at it from a lot of different ways. I want to figure out where my anticipated expenses are. I want to figure out where my income sources and what potential income I'm going to have for not this month. I should be thinking about what's coming up in February. And so how much money will I make in February? How can I control my expenses? And where's my profitability going to be in February? And if I do this every single month and I'm focused on profitability every single month, well, at the end of the year, everything's all rosy, right? So all great about that. So I want to look out opportunities to reduce my expenses and where can I increase my income? I'm going to increase my income through additional sales. I can increase my income from rental properties. I can increase my income from potential revenue share within LPT Realty. And I can also look for other ways to create some income. Now, that's for me personally. Now, for our Texas Rockstar group, what does our team look like there? So this week, I'm focused on analyzing all of our lead sources. Currently, we've got some lead sources coming from all of the different major portals, but mainly we're focusing on listings to leads as our #1 lead source. Our second #2 lead source is going to be through a company called ZBuyer. And it's a company that does internet marketing. They are asking sellers for cash opportunities to purchase homes. So we're looking at seller leads that way. And then they also run ads for buyers, and we can also get buyer leads from them. It's an inexpensive source that also can contribute to our lead flow. The last thing we want to do is past client and database management. We're going to continue to work on our newsletter that's going to go out to them. It's going to share top tips for mortgages, what's going on with home valuations, and then also we're asking them for opportunities for potential referrals. So that's my 1-3-5 for the Texas Rockstar group. And I've got the things that are going to support all of those things, like, for instance, the ZBuyer lead. So where I need to go in and take a look at how many are coming in, what's my cost associated with that, goes back to my budget, and then how am I setting campaigns up for that? I want to make sure I've got the right campaigns, the right follow-up systems in place, and so that by doing that, I can convert them from an internet lead into a potential client. Now, the third thing is LPT Realty. So I'll call it a guy who's really focused on agent attraction. I have my must-dos. My one thing is to get a specific number of agents to look at the company. So as a team lead for Texas Rockstar Group and as a leader within LPT Realty, I also personally, and I think this can be done in any way, shape, or form. So my goal is a specific number of appointments each week. And it could be, as a real estate agent, number of appointments that you're trying to reach for your buyers and sellers in particular, maybe in some leases as well. So how do I get more appointments? I want more appointments through more content. I want to create more social posts that's going to invite people to learn more about what I'm doing, not only in real estate, but also within our company. This is super important. Agents need to let the consumer know that they're a real estate agent. And I feel like most real estate agents just sit around on the backside hoping that something's going to happen without going out and creating the right marketing, branding, attraction opportunities so that you can attract business to you versus always being on this feeling like you've always got to be like cold call, cold call, cold call. What if we could change that up to where we're putting out right information so that the consumer can reach back out to us? I think that's super important. The other thing that I want to do is actually spend more time making phone calls. So the people that are reaching out and connecting with me on the content, how can I reach out to them just to check in and say, hey, how is your business? If I could show you something that could improve your business, would that be something you'd have a level of interest in? How great is that? The third thing I want to do is continue to build out my campaigns. I want to make sure that the marketing that I'm doing, the content that I'm creating is now creating engagement. Once I create the level of engagement, same thing as having a conversation or having that appointment, what does the follow-up plan look like? My follow-up plan has to have the right campaigns, whether it's 1 email, 10 emails, or 30 emails. I have to make sure that those consumers or real estate agents in my situation are getting the right information about what I'm hoping to share with them. Now, the last thing, the fourth thing of my 4135s is for our Eagle Network. My goal is to reach out to as many real estate agents, independent of the brokerage that they're working at. That part is let's connect and collaborate with other agents. I learned from my time at Clubwell that brokerage interaction is super helpful. Don't get caught up in thinking that your broker is the only broker that knows the real estate industry. I have learned some incredible things from RE/MAX agents. I've learned some incredible things from the boutique owner. I've learned some amazing things from a lot of people that work for different types of companies around the country. And it's been super beneficial for the growth and the development of my personal life and my personal business. And so I would encourage you to always feel comfortable reaching outside of your company to talk with very successful real estate agents, because you can learn something that way. So in the Eagle Network, the goal is to add more people. I want to learn how to reach out in a more efficient and more effective way to other real estate agents to invite them to our Eagle Network. If this is something that you're seeing, please reach out on Facebook. If you're a real estate agent, connect with us on the Fly Like an Eagle Network. We want to collaborate with new agents, agents trying to grow their business, super successful agents, team leaders, anybody that can offer any type of information about their success levels and what that looks like. The other thing that I want to do is also start reaching out to other very successful agents and find out their strategies, because in 2024, part of my growth with the flight plan is not just me coming up here and saying, well, here's what I'm doing this week. I want to learn more about how other agents are building out their business. If you would like to come and be a participant in all this one day, reach out to me. I'd love to schedule some time where we can put you on one of our Monday morning flight plans. We want to learn more about what you do on a weekly basis to build your business. And so by doing that, we get to share it with others. And again, I want to provide as much information as I can to the real estate community. I've got 20 years of doing this. I've had some really high successful years, and I've had some years that weren't as great. But I will tell you this. In my opinion, I think the real estate agent that's focused on customer experience is the better real estate agent. It's not the agent that's selling 100 homes a year. They are great agents. They've developed a successful business. But I believe that interaction between the agent and the consumer turned into the client is the most important piece in this real estate business. You've got to figure out how to do that at a really high level, because that's where you're going to get the majority of your referrals from. And if you can do that at a high level, everything else falls into place. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you've got to be the number one agent to be successful. That's really not the right thing. You don't have to be the number one agent. You have to be a great agent, and an agent that people will say, oh my gosh, they exceeded my expectations. I can't wait to share their name with another friend and family member. That's how you build your business. So part of our Eagle Network is to really create, get more admins. If you'd like to come and be a participant and be an admin on our thing, that's a goal of mine. I want more engagement, and I also want to figure out how to get others to feel comfortable in adding to our network. So that's my week. That's my flight plan for the week, the things that I'm really going to focus on at a really high level. I hope that you can take some of this and try to say, okay, I need a top goal for the week for my personal life. What can that be? I want to make it simple. I want to spend an hour with my spouse. I want to spend an hour with my child. I want to spend 2 hours, 10 hours, whatever that is, but create that personal experience. I want to spend an hour in the Bible each week. I want to spend an hour in the Bible every day. Create that level of opportunity for yourself, because the more you're doing this for you, the happier you're going to be. So those are my 4. I'd love to hear more about what your 4 may look like down the road. Please send me a note. How you doing? What's going on? Is there anything that I can help you with? If anybody wants to call me directly, my cell phone's been the same for 20 years. It's 281-960-1900. Send me a message. Send me a message through Facebook. Send me a message through wherever you can reach me. I would love to share my experiences with you guys and help all of us be successful, because together we all win. We all learn how to be better at conversations with our clients and how to continue to build our business. So we want everybody to fly like an eagle. I want to thank Tammy Goodman with our Mortgage Girl for being a sponsor of our flight plan. And hey, I hope you guys have a great week, and I look forward to catching up with you again next week for another edition of our flight plan. And we'll come up with some continued ways to